Hey guys, it's John from Marco Learning. I'm gonna walk you through the newly released Common Application, show you guys how to get your account set up. So I'm going to commonapp.org. I'm gonna create an account, a new account, and it says down here that I can download the mobile app, but I've looked at that before, it's pretty hideous, and I'd actually rather work on the website. Even on my phone, I'd rather work on the website. Here it says I can create an account. So it gives me 4 options. I'm either a first-year student, a transfer student, an education professional, which I actually am, or a parent or other adult, which I also actually am, but I'm gonna pretend to be a first-year student. And I'm gonna type in my email address, john@marcolearning.com. And now I'm gonna make up a password. I'll actually use this suggested password. And then I'm gonna type in my name is Marco, my last name is Learning. I will add a cell phone. And my date of birth, I will make up as January 1st, 1990. I'm gonna add an address. So this is all my basic information. So it asks me, are you currently based in a European Union country? And it lists some other countries. Of course, I'm not. When do I plan to start college? So it's fall 2019 this year. So I'm gonna enter, let's say in 2020. And then I've got 3 check boxes down here. The first 2 are all about the Common App being able to contact me and share my information. I actually don't want them to contact me, but I am gonna check the terms of use and all of that. So now I've just created an account. Only took me about a minute. And I've entered this information, and now here I am. Welcome, Marco. Congratulations on taking this first step in the college application process, and I see everything here. Notice I've got my name, Marco. It's got a CA ID, that's my Common Application ID number. It's got my email address, and now it's got, I see the dashboard, my colleges, which I can add to it, the Common App itself. They've got a new search platform, an improved search platform here, and financial aid resources. So I'm gonna go to my colleges, or rather I'm gonna go to college search. I'm gonna type in where I went to college, New York University, and there it is. And what's awesome is I can just add this to my colleges. And let's say this is my first choice. I'm gonna apply here maybe some kind of early decision. Let's see, early decision 1, they list the date as November the 1st. Early decision 2 is January 1st, and regular decision is January 1st. Now, remember the difference between early decision and regular decision? Early, you apply early, or in the case of early decision 2 at the same time, but it's a binding commitment. So if NYU accepts me off of an early decision application, I'm obligated to go. Barring extreme circumstances or a financial aid problem, I'm going to NYU. You cannot apply to multiple places early decision. So you find out all the information really here about application fees, the other deadline, everything that they require as part of their application, and as well as their supplements or anything else. It says for the supplements, this college does not use a writing supplement. So nice thing about applying to NYU, you don't have to write an additional essay on top of what you're writing for your Common App already. Apparently they will not review my criminal history information, which is good, I guess. They will not review my school discipline information. So they're gonna ask their own question about some of this information. You wanna pay attention to what requirements and things are listed. So, key tab that I wanna go to, the most important one for the work you're doing, is this main Common App tab, the one right in the middle. And I can see along the left, they've got for me profile, family, education, they have testing, activities, writing, and all the course and grades. So I'm gonna start with my personal profile. It's got my first name is Marco and my last name is Learning. I don't have a suffix, though I could add one. Marco Learning the Third, that sounds nice. Preferred nickname is Marco. Have you ever used any other names? No. I am male. We invite you to share more about your gender identity below. So if I don't identify as male or female, there's a box for that. My date of birth I provided is January 1st, 1990, which is not my date of birth. And then there's a bunch of information here, my address, my contact details, demographics, where it's going to ask me information about my religious preference, which is optional, my U.S. Armed Force status, which is also optional. I don't think any of these are required. If I identify as Hispanic or Latino, an optional question. And then, if I decide I don't want to talk about my race, I can just check the box and continue. So, a lot of people have asked me questions about this, if maybe they identify as part of 2 racial categories. The key in the demographic section is to be honest and say what you want to say. You don't have to tell colleges anything that you don't want to say. My country of birth, I was born in the United States. I can provide all that information as I go through. My language, which languages I speak, and my citizenship status, as well as if I qualify for common application fee waiver. So if the expenses of the common application are a lot for you and your family, you might want to talk to your guidance counselor at school to see if you qualify for a waiver. And in fact, you can press this Learn More button and follow the information about the Common App fee waiver. So I'll defer to that. One awesome thing, guys, about the new Common App is they've made a whole bunch of YouTube help videos, and they've got great, so you can see this right here, it says video tutorials. It's going to take me straight to the YouTube channel where they're going to walk me through answers to all these questions. Look at this, account rollover and the family section and the FERPA release authorization. So you're going to get stuck with all these letters and confusing things. You're not alone. The Common App people have provided all these videos, 17 to start off for this year. As well as you can see the tab I'm on now, this FAQ or Applicant Solution Center. Okay, so that's the main profile. I'm going to go to my family. Now the family part is kind of important on the Common App because if one of your parents or one of your siblings has attended or is attending a certain college, that will matter potentially in the college application process. So if my father went to NYU, for example, that could matter for NYU. It really depends on the school. And there also, you can see that they're asking me information about my siblings. That information separately in your financial aid application will also come up because they're going to try to figure out when they're establishing financial need, do your parents have 4 other kids in college that they're paying for? Are your parents divorced or separated or together? Those questions matter for the status of financial aid, and they matter actually on the application. Education, now this is a significant tab. This is the 3rd one down on my Common App. It's going to ask me for the school that I'm attending, the date I entered it, and then all this information about who my guidance counselor is. Your guidance counselor is going to fill out a special form on your behalf. So at some schools, it's actually the head of school. At other schools, it's a whole guidance department. Actually, at the school that I teach at, I also work as a guidance counselor, so I fill these out for my students. And in that report, I talk about what kind of classes you took, what kind of role you've played in the school community. Now, down this list, there's a lot of information, right? Other schools, maybe you transferred, maybe you've been a homeschooler. There are fields for all of that information. If you've attended any colleges or universities. Remember, if you're a transfer applicant, you're not even in this platform, you're in the transfer application platform. They're going to want you to enter your grades. If you have a class rank, maybe there's this information, decile, quintile, quartile. Are you in the top 10th, 5th, or quarter of your class? The GPA scale reporting, is it out of 100 or all of that? What is your cumulative GPA and the GPA weighting? You do not have to worry about this yourself. Your guidance counselor will provide all that on the transcript. Notice these are all optional. So they want to know how large your graduating class size is. Let's say there's 50 people at my high school in my graduating class, so 200 or so total. That's what I'll put there, and I'll leave this for later. Remember one thing, colleges are going to take your transcript and sometimes calculate their own GPA. They might say, look, gym class and art class are not academic subjects, so we're not going to count those. We'll just focus on your core academic subjects. You can take your current courses. So let's say I'm entering my senior year and I'm currently enrolled in 7 courses. I can then say, okay, I'm on a semester schedule, and then fill in these courses. I can say I'm in AP Calculus, AB, and I could say it, yeah, so it's AP, and then same thing, this is a full year course. I do this with course number 2. I could say I'm in Spanish 4, but that is actually not an AP course. So I could just say NA. There's nothing that defines that course in particular. And I work my way down, filling out my current senior year courses. I can add in any honors I've won. And so, for example, if I've earned 2 honors and one was best Marco at the school, and I won that in 10th and 11th grade, I just add that information in. And that was a school award. And my second honors title was that I won the silver medal at state championships for the flute. And I did that in the 9th grade. And there it is. And this is a state level recognition. When you're brainstorming your list for awards, guys, think of everything you've ever done in 9, 10, 11, and 12th grade that colleges could reasonably be impressed with, and then take that from there. Community-based organization. So this is if there's a community-based organization that's helped you fill out your application, you can add their information here, and then they can also ask some questions here about your future plans, your career interest. You can say that you are undecided. Let's say I'm undecided about what I want to do and that I intend to earn a bachelor's degree. So I've done a good job here of filling out section 3 about my education. These other questions, these sections are pretty straightforward. What standardized tests have I taken? If you're international, do they have a separate question for you? What activities have you completed? And here again, there's a video tutorial to help you with your activities list. So let's say I do want to report activities, and they're going to allow me to fill out 10 activities total. So maybe you're a superstar and you're in 23 activities. Do not send 23 activities in to the Common App. Just send in your best 10. And if you have only 4 activities, that could be plenty. Maybe you've really achieved some things in your activities. It's not about just having the most. Famously, one student, one time, I think it was Cornell University, she sent in a single space list of activities that was 52 activities long. And that didn't really help her application. It just looked like she was just all over the place and desperate to win some contest for the most activities. What colleges want to see is that you actually are engaged in your activities, that you did your activities over multiple years ideally, that you achieve leadership positions, maybe you founded a club, that you have a real passion and a real commitment to the activities you did, rather than being kind of putting one toe in 50 clubs. That's not a great system. So they're gonna ask me to fill that out, and they're gonna ask me whether I intend to participate in that activity in college. A lot of people struggle with this question with activities. How many hours per week did you spend? If you say that you spent 5 hours per week over the course of all 52 weeks of the year, that's a lot of hours. It better be an honest answer, because at a certain point, students can, again, the girl with the 52 activities in one list ended up, having 120 hours a week of participation, which doesn't make any sense. So be really honest about this. Maybe it's actually 2.5 hours per week for the season, which was 12 weeks long. And that's a great way to fill that activity out. The last part is the writing, and here's where you're gonna get to the personal essay. You're gonna have to fill out an essay. It is required by NYU. I have to submit a personal statement. I press the I understand box. And then you get this mess. You're gonna get 7 different prompts to pick from. And some of the prompts are basically really vague. Here's a good one. This is the 5th one down. Discuss an accomplishment, event, realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. That's a lot of ors. That's a lot of different pieces, right? An accomplishment or an event. Or if you don't have one of those, it's a realization. Like you're sitting in your bed and you're playing on your phone and Instagram and you realize something, that can count. It sparked a period of personal growth and some kind of new understanding of yourself or other people. And so, that's intentionally vague. You're gonna look at a lot of these. It says, look at the 7th one. It says, share an essay on a topic of your choice. You can make up your own prompt. You could take, I love this one, number 4. Describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. It can be an intellectual challenge, a research query, an ethical dilemma, anything that is of personal importance, no matter the scale. Explain its significance to you and what steps you took or could be taken to identify a solution. So look, when you read these over, they're intentionally very wide open. They want you to decide. The key when you're writing your personal statement here for the Common App is that you want to be honest and be specific. You don't want to say things like, throughout the course of my whole life, I felt many things about many kinds of people. For example, and then you just sort of list random things. Take one instance, one problem that you'd like to solve, one specific thing, and explain it in detail. So one of the things, you notice the instructions, they say, please write an essay on the topic selected. You can type directly into the box, or you can paste from another source, including Google Drive. Now notice the max word limit is 650. They will not let you enter 900 words. So make sure that you get your essay down to that max 650. That's, by the way, about 2 double-spaced pages. So not a particularly long essay. It's not a 5-page essay or a 10-page essay, but something where there is enough time to explain 1 or 2 stories in depth. Make sure that as you type in all the content here, that you format it properly. If you're copying and pasting from a Word doc, don't let the formatting get all messed up. You make sure it looks really good in here. And then I can continue on in my Common App to my disciplinary history. So read the information and add all of that, plus additional information. So a lot to do in this Common App, right? I've got to tell them about my profile and my family, the kinds of schools I've been to, the grades I have, the test scores I got, all the honors, all my activities, and my personal statement. What's great about this platform is that it's now, I think, very pretty, the way that they've laid it all out. I can add my colleges right inside through this search feature. It's very neatly organized. This works really well on my iPhone, so it's very mobile friendly. Again, ignore the app. It's not up to speed yet. And within this one platform, I can figure out a lot of things I need to do. So definitely, if you are applying to college this fall, go to the Common App website, make your account, and just at least start with your basic profile and family information and take this in stages. I hope this video tour of the Common App has been really useful for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more updates about the Common App, applying to college, and preparing for exams.